George Russell and Fernando Alonso scrapped for the final podium place in Saudi Arabia. George Russell kept things friendly with Fernando Alonso after their fight for third place at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix last weekend, but the Aston Martin man ultimately had the last laugh after penalty drama with the FIA. If that does not provide Russell with enough incentive to strike back, the Spaniard's Lewis Hamilton prediction from last season probably should. Having initially been bumped up from P4 to third place, Russell admitted that Alonso's punishment was harsh. The veteran double world champion was slapped with a 10-second time penalty for a pit lane incident, which was later overturned on appeal. Aston Martin are deserving podium finishers today, added Russell. But I'll take an extra trophy, so I am not complaining too much. The Brit was under instruction to try and close the gap on Alonso in the closing stages of the race, with news of a potential penalty filtering through. However, the Aston Martin star put the hammer down and extended his lead over Russell, showing yet again that his team are not to be messed with this year after making significant progress in the offseason. The next chance for Russell to get one back at Alonso will come when drivers descend on Australia early next month, and the former Williams ace should have the bit between his teeth not just in light of their battle in Jeddah, but also because of the Spaniards' verdict on last year's Mercedes battle. Russell was not expected to lay a glove on Hamilton in his first season since stepping up to the Silver Arrows, but he led the seven-time world champion for the vast majority of 2022, finishing a full 35 points ahead of his vastly more experienced teammate. Midway through the season, Alonso predicted that Hamilton would eventually close the gap on Russell by suggesting that he is the more talented of the Mercedes duo. When asked by BBC Sport whether Russell had surprised him, Alonso responded, "Yes and no. George has been very fast in the last few years and I think everyone was expecting him to be a tough competitor for Lewis. But I still believe Lewis will eventually finish the championship in front. This is just a 5-race championship. But eventually when things are more tricky or there are difficult situations, Lewis will still have more experience and maybe more talent." Rather than providing predictions from the outside, Alonso looks set to be in the mix this season after notching successive podiums in his first 2 Grand Prix for Aston Martin. The one he notched in Saudi Arabia was the 100th of his career, leaving him behind only the dominant Red Bull duo of Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez in the Drivers' Championship. Although Russell bettered Hamilton in 2022, he sits narrowly behind the 38-year-old after 2 races this time around despite clinching 4th in Jeddah.